My sister told me to arrive at 9 in the morning to help move chairs. The venue manager handed me a bill for $47,000. My name was on the contract. I stood there in paint-stained jeans, holding an invoice I'd never seen for a wedding I wasn't even invited to attend. The manager smiled. "We just need your signature to finalize everything. Your sister said you were covering this as your gift." So generous. I hadn't signed anything. I hadn't agreed to anything. But someone had used my name. My credit, my identity. How does someone you grew up with turn you into their ATM without even asking? And how do you stop them when the whole family is in on it? I had proof. More than they knew. But first, I had to figure out just how deep the lie went. Drop your time zone and the time you're watching in the comments. And hit subscribe because this gets worse before it gets better. I hadn't signed that contract. But someone had. I'm the family fixer. That's the role I got assigned somewhere around age 12 when my parents sat me down and explained that we all had to pitch in. For me, pitching in meant working weekends, saving every dollar, putting myself through college with loans and 3 part-time jobs. For my sister, it meant getting her tuition paid in full and a car for her 16th birthday. Golden child. Black sheep. You know the dynamic. By the time I was 30, I'd built a 6-figure consulting business from scratch. I worked 70-hour weeks for years, and my family still saw me as the backup plan. Can you cover Mom's car payment this month? Dad needs a cosigner. You have good credit, right? Your sister's security deposit fell through. Can you help? I helped, every time. I wanted to believe that love looked like showing up, like sacrifice. But after I got burned in a business partnership, I learned something. Save everything. Every email, every text, every receipt, every bank alert. I started keeping cloud backups, timestamps, forwarded confirmations. My mentor told me trust is good, but documentation is better. So when my sister called 3 months before her wedding, I was surprised. We hadn't been close in years. She sounded warm, almost sweet. I know we haven't always seen eye to eye, but I'd really love your help with some of the wedding coordination. I wanted to believe her. I wanted to believe this time was different. I should have known better. The call came on a Tuesday evening. My sister's voice was light, friendly even. "Hey, so I'm drowning in vendor emails. Could you help me coordinate a few calls? Maybe confirm some delivery times?" I hesitated. "Are you sure? I don't really know anything about weddings." "You're organized. That's all I need. And maybe you could come early the day of, just to make sure everything runs smooth." It felt good to be asked, to be wanted. "Yeah, of course. I'd be happy to help." She exhaled, relieved. "You're the best, seriously." A few days later, the family group chat lit up. Mom sent a message to everyone. "So proud of my girls. It's wonderful to see you both finally coming together for something important." Dad chimed in. "About time. Family takes care of family." I waited for my invitation to arrive. It didn't. A week before the wedding, my sister called again. "Quick favor? The venue needs a credit card on file for the final tasting deposit. They'll refund it, but they need the name to match the original reservation." "Why do they need mine?" "It's just a system thing. I already sent them my ID, but they said they need a backup." "Can you just email a photo of your card?" Front only, obviously. I stared at my phone. Something felt off. But she was my sister. And I wanted this to work. So I sent the photo. "You're the best," she said again. The wedding was 6 days away. I still hadn't received my invitation. The morning of the wedding, I woke up at 7. Threw on jeans and an old t-shirt. Grabbed my keys. I figured I'd be moving chairs, hanging signs, maybe directing a caterer or two. I pulled up to the venue at 8:55. The place was stunning. All marble and glass and perfectly trimmed hedges. I walked inside. The event coordinator looked up from her tablet, confused. "You're early. The client walkthrough isn't until 10. "Oh, I'm not a guest. I'm just here to help set up." She tilted her head. "Help set up?" "Yeah. My sister asked me to come early and make sure everything was ready." She tapped her screen, scrolled, frowned. "You're listed as the primary account holder." My stomach dropped. "I'm sorry, what?" She turned the tablet toward me. "We need your signature on the final invoice and the liquor liability rider. Everything's ready to go, we just need your approval." She handed me a printed packet. $47,320. Balance due today. Cardholder authorization on file. My name, my address. A signature that looked close to mine, but not quite right. My hands started shaking. The coordinator smiled, oblivious. Your sister told us you were handling everything as your gift. It's so generous, really. I tried to call my sister. Straight to voicemail. I called my parents. No answer. I texted the family group chat. Call me now. I stood there in that marble lobby wearing paint-stained jeans, holding a bill that could destroy my credit. And no one would pick up the phone. I took a breath, forced myself to think. I looked at the coordinator. Can I get a copy of all the contracts and email correspondence? She blinked. Is there a problem? I just need to review everything, please. Her smile faded. She nodded slowly. Let me pull the file. 5 minutes later, I was sitting in the lobby with my laptop open and a PDF packet on screen. I cross-referenced the signature. It was a digital paste-up. I recognized it immediately. 2 years ago, I'd signed a birthday card for my dad. My sister had been there. She must have scanned it. The contract was dated 4 months ago. 2 weeks before her sweet phone call. 2 weeks before she asked for my help. I scrolled through the email thread. The confirmation messages had been sent to an address I didn't recognize. A Gmail account. My first and last name. Created 6 months ago, not by me. The credit card on file matched the one I'd sent her a photo of. I checked the charges. Deposit, first payment. Second payment. Thousands of dollars billed over 3 months. I never saw a single alert. Because they all went to the fake email? The venue manager walked over, nervous now. Is everything okay? I looked up. My voice was calm, flat. She didn't ask me to help. She made me the payer. The manager's face went pale. This wasn't a miscommunication. This was identity fraud. And I had a feeling it went deeper. My phone buzzed. My sister, finally, I answered. Where are you? The coordinator said you're freaking out. I kept my voice level. You forged my signature. You opened a fake email account in my name. You charged $47,000 to my credit without asking. She laughed. Actually laughed. Oh my God, I knew you'd make this a thing. That's why I didn't ask. You committed fraud. You have the money? I don't. It's not that deep. I'm reporting this. Right now. Her tone turned sharp, vicious. Go ahead. Ruin my wedding. Ruin my life. Everyone will know what kind of selfish person you really are. She hung up. 30 seconds later, my dad called. What the hell are you doing? She forged my... We co-signed your first car. You owe us. My mom's voice cut in. Speakerphone. If you loved your sister, you wouldn't humiliate her like this. Not today. She broke the law. You're going to destroy this family over money? My dad's voice again, quieter, threatening. If you do this, you're dead to us. You understand? They hung up. I sat there shaking. My phone buzzed again. The venue coordinator. The caterer is asking for final payment confirmation by noon. If we can't confirm, they're contractually allowed to pull the food. I looked at the time. 10:42. I had 1 hour and 18 minutes. They thought I'd fold. They were counting on it. But I hadn't shown them everything I'd found. While my parents were still yelling, I'd opened my email archive. I have a system. Every message I send gets auto-forwarded to a secure backup. Every message I receive tagged and stored. I searched my sister's name. And I found it. An email thread. Dated 5 months ago. Subject line, she won't even notice. It had been BCC'd to the fake Gmail account. My mother to my sister. If we keep her busy with helping, she won't ask to see the contract. By the time she finds out, it'll be too late to back out without looking like the villain. She makes 6 figures. She'll pay. My sister's reply. Exactly. And if she doesn't, we'll just tell everyone she flaked. Either way, we're covered. I scrolled further. A text screenshot. My sister to her fiancé. My ATM machine of a sibling is handling everything, LOL. I sat back. My chest felt tight, cold. This wasn't desperation. This wasn't a misunderstanding. This was contempt. Premeditated, calculated, mocking. I took screenshots, timestamps, metadata, full headers. I saved everything to 3 separate cloud accounts. Then I kept digging. I pulled my credit report. There was an account I didn't recognize. Authorized user, $18,000 limit. 94% utilization. I'd never applied for it. I'd never even seen the card. Now I understood. This wasn't just about a wedding. And I was done being their mark. I pulled up my parents' social media. New car. Bought 3 months ago. Photos from a European cruise. Posted 6 weeks ago. I cross-referenced the dates with my credit report. The unauthorized account had been opened 4 months ago. Right after my last promotion. Right after my credit limit increased. They'd been watching. A DM popped up. A family friend I hadn't spoken to in years. Hey, I don't know if you know this, but your parents have been telling everyone you insisted on paying for the wedding. They've been taking credit for your generosity at every event. I stared at the screen. It clicked. My sister's fiancé came from money. Old money. This wedding wasn't about love. It was about image. My parents were in debt, living above their means. They needed to look like the perfect family. And I was just the funding in the background. The ATM they could tap whenever the balance ran low. I opened a new browser tab. Checked the wedding guest list my sister had posted online. 200 people. Half of them were my parents' country club friends. People they wanted to impress. I wasn't even on the list. I took a breath. For the first time in years, I saw it clearly. I was never family. I was a resource. And now I knew exactly what I had to do. I had 2 hours. I stepped outside the venue, opened my contacts, made 4 calls. First call, credit card fraud hotline. I explained everything. Provided the fake email, the forged signature, the unauthorized charges. They put a hold on the account immediately. Opened a dispute case. Fraud investigation logged. Second call, my attorney. I keep one on retainer for my business. I sent her the email thread, the contract, the fake Gmail evidence. She didn't hesitate. This is textbook identity theft. I'll draft a cease and desist and a fraud affidavit. Give me 20 minutes. Third call. The venue manager. I walked back inside, sat down with her and her legal team. I explained the situation calmly, showed them the evidence, the forged signature, the fake email account, the fraudulent charges. I offered to cover any loss if they terminated the contract immediately. Their attorney reviewed the documents. 10 minutes later, he nodded. We'll void the contract. This is fraud. We're not liable. Fourth call. Non-emergency police line. I filed an identity theft report. Got a case number. Asked for documentation. No yelling, no drama. Just execution. By 11:15, the venue was shut down. The contract was void. My attorney's cease and desist had been emailed to my sister, my parents, and the venue's records department. The police report was filed. And my family still had no idea. I didn't want revenge. I wanted the truth on record. Noon. The guests started arriving. The venue doors were locked. A sign on the glass. Event canceled due to contract dispute. We apologize for any inconvenience. I watched from across the street. A white limousine pulled up. My sister stepped out in her wedding dress. She saw the sign and screamed. Her bridesmaids rushed over, trying to calm her down. She pulled out her phone, dialed. My phone buzzed. I answered. Put it on speaker. What did you do? Her voice was shaking, furious. I kept mine calm. I didn't sign that contract. You forged my signature? I filed a fraud report. The venue has the evidence. If you want to discuss this further, your attorney can contact mine. You ruined my life. No, you committed a crime. There's a difference. She was sobbing now, screaming into the phone. I hate you. I hate you. I hung up. 2 minutes later, my parents' car pulled up. My father got out, saw the sign, and marched toward the venue staff. I could hear him from across the street. This is unacceptable. We have a contract. One of the venue managers handed him an envelope. The cease and desist letter. He ripped it open, read it. His face went red. He pulled out his phone. Called me, I answered. You're going to fix this. Right now. Everything you're saying is being recorded. Keep going. Silence. Then he hung up. My mother was crying on the steps. My sister collapsed onto a bench, dress pooling around her. The guests milled around confused, talking in low voices. Then the fiancé's family arrived. His mother took one look at the scene, my sister sobbing, my parents shouting, the locked doors, and turned to her son. She said something I couldn't hear, but I saw his face. He looked at my sister. shook his head, and walked away. His family followed. My sister screamed his name. He didn't look back. I stood there for another minute. Then I turned and left. My phone buzzed the whole way home. Texts, calls, voicemails. I didn't open a single one. 3 weeks later, I heard through a mutual friend that the engagement was over. The fiancé's family wanted nothing to do with the drama. They'd seen enough. My parents tried to rally the extended family, told everyone I'd sabotaged the wedding out of jealousy. My attorney sent the evidence packet to my aunts, uncles, and cousins. The email thread, the fake account, the forged signature, the unauthorized credit card. The narrative collapsed. A few family members reached out quietly, apologized for not seeing it sooner. Most stayed silent. My parents sent one email. "We were just trying to help the family. We're sorry you couldn't see that." Not an apology. An accusation wrapped in soft words. I didn't reply. I blocked them on every platform. Changed banks. Froze my credit. Added fraud alerts to everything. The unauthorized credit account was investigated and discharged. My credit score recovered within 2 months. My sister sent one email. Subject line, "I hope you're happy." Body, "I'm sorry you couldn't just help family." I archived it. Didn't respond. Instead, I donated $10,000 to a legal aid nonprofit. They specialize in family financial abuse cases. I started therapy. Spent 6 months processing the betrayal. The grief. The anger. It helped. A year later, my business grew by 40%. I hired 2 employees. Bought a small house. Finally started sleeping through the night. I heard through the grapevine that my sister works retail now. My parents downsized to a smaller place. I don't feel good about that. But I don't feel guilty either. I didn't ruin a wedding. I stopped a theft. Here's what I learned. You can't set yourself on fire to keep people warm, even if they're blood. Boundaries aren't cruelty. They're survival. And documentation isn't paranoia. It's protection. I'm still the fixer. But now I only fix what's mine to carry. So here's my question for you. Have you ever had to choose between family loyalty and protecting yourself? What did you do? Drop it in the comments. I read them all. And if this story helped you see something clearly, hit that subscribe button. You're not alone. This story is a fictionalized dramatization for entertainment purposes and is not legal or financial advice. If you're experiencing financial abuse, please consult a licensed attorney or financial counselor. I didn't ruin a wedding. I stopped a theft. And I'd do it again.